Hi y'all! So I know I just released a video for this month. I know I did. But the Transformers 1 trailer just came out and I had to talk about it. I literally just finished. I watched it around, I would say 3 a.m. and I have been rambling on here since then. So I hope y'all don't mind this extra video that y'all are getting this month, because personally, I'm so excited and y'all will hear more about my thoughts and feelings as the video continues. So without really any much further ado, we're just gonna get straight into it. Hi y'all, so it's like 3 a.m, so apologies for being quiet, but as soon as this trailer dropped, I had to watch it. I literally went to bed, and then my body woke me up, and I was like, oh my god, if it's past 1 a.m, I have to go watch the trailer, like, right fucking now. And oh my god, guys, holy shit, it's so good, but I'm also really scared. Okay. Let's try and get my thoughts in order. So, as we've seen in the first bit, we start out with a shot of Megatronus, or D16. It's actually so cool that they're actually using his proper designation code at the start in Orion, sitting in some kind of, it's either medical room or waiting room, something like that. And it's also interesting to see this kind of start of their dynamic. I'm a little scared to see what this dynamic is going to be like in the film. I do think this will be charming. I do think so far they have a very charming dynamic. It is really cool to see them lean into both like the G1 origins, where they're both like workers. Obviously they're both like miners or something in this trailer, really leaning into those G1 roots for Orion and his original start as a dock worker. So obviously Prime, I'm going to be switching between Prime, Megatron, and Orion, and D16 and Megatronus because they have so many fucking names. Jesus Christ, these boys and their names. So obviously they got into some kind of trouble, and I'm thinking that's going to be a scene that's kind of a little after the beginning, where it's like after maybe they've gotten into trouble and then they've gone into waste management because of said trouble, or because they went out to the surface as they allude to in the trailer, which is also interesting, I think, and also kind of takes after, as far as I know, G1 origins. I've never seen a Transformer film kind of go into the fact that there is kind of this underworld, this underbelly to Cybertron, and then there's the surface world and everything, which is really, really cool. I've definitely seen that played around with in Fix. Victory Condition is a great example. I'm not sure what that alludes to as far as any original source material from Transformers, but that is very, very cool to see in the trailer. The fact that they you can tell they did kind of do their research into some of this. I already can tell what bits and pieces they're taking from. E.g., we see the Quintessence in this trailer, and they actually look really cool. I actually really love the Quintessence designs that we've seen in this trailer. I think those look really cool. And it is also very interesting how they're interweaving that with the origin of Orion and Megatron as well. They're combining a lot of stuff that is usually not seen all together, which could go either very well or could go really bad. Again, I'm holding out hope for this movie, and personally I think it's going to go one of two ways just from what I've seen of the trailer. It's either going to be surprisingly good and it's going to do some new things really well and give us kind of this like fresh reboot of the Transformers franchise, a new fresh reboot, or it's going to be very underwhelming, and I'm hoping for the latter. I am so hoping for the latter because this film definitely has so much potential. Absolutely. Holy crap. Oh my god, I'm literally so excited just to see the friendship between Orion and Megatronus. I'm just, oh my god. They do seem very, very cute so far, very charming. Again, like I said, you can definitely tell there's like that brotherly camaraderie between them in this trailer that I'm very excited to see how it will play out when it comes time for the film, which we've also gotten a time for when the film is going to drop, September of this year. Oh my god, Transformers is doing everything in their power to really not promote their shit. Can we talk about how bad the advertisement has been for something like Transformers? Like, you have the wonderful series of Spider-Verse, which has been dropping promotional material and hints and pieces of when their film is going to come out or when it's being pushed back, when the date's being pushed back. Oh my god, it's a little annoying to see Transformers only release a trailer a few months before they're releasing the movie itself. Especially for the first fully animated movie with no human characters, like I've said before in one of my other videos, this is going to be the first fully animated movie that we have had since G1, and I so badly want this to be good. I so badly want people to see that Transformers is such a good series when you give it a fucking chance. I did see a while back, maybe a month ago, that there was a test screening with a test audience actually for this movie, and apparently the test screening went really well and had a very high score. The only complaint I think there was for the test screening was that they were afraid that general audiences would get a little confused about the lore, simply because it does pay homage to a lot of things and lore pieces that more versed Transformers fans like myself will know. And personally, I would prefer it that way. Make people have to learn something. Make people curious to learn about this series. Make them curious to get into the fan base. Make them curious to get into other types of Transformers media. Make them curious to get into more than just the movies that are out. Personally, I think that just adds to the mystique. Oh my god, though. Oh my god. And the character of B127, they're using his designation code just like in the Bumblebee movie, before he got his name Bumblebee. I feel like B, just from the vibes that he has in this trailer, I feel like he's actually going to be an insufferable character. And I love Bumblebee. I love Bumblebee. Every other iteration of Bumblebee I have basically adored. Even Rid 2015, I actually love Rid 2015 Bumblebee. He's so done with everyone's shit. And I know people have opinions on Earthspark Bumblebee as well for kind of the same reasons, but personally really love those Bumblebees. This Bumblebee though, so far the personality that they are representing for Bumblebee in this trailer is kind of futzy, klutzy, quirky little guy who's meant to be your little comedic little sidekick in kind of the worst ways. I feel like Bumblebee will be really annoying in this film. However, it's another one of those things that I'm just going to hold out my hope for. Something I also wanted to touch on was Chris Hemsworth's voice for Orion might be an unpopular opinion, but it's actually not that bad. I'm actually surprised at how good it is. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm very happy to be pleasantly surprised. I don't think it's that bad. I know there's probably others who will have other opinions, and yes, absolutely, it is Chris Hemsworth doing an American accent. You can fucking tell, as somebody who has heard Chris Hemsworth's voice so many fucking times, especially having been a past Avengers fan. Definitely a British guy doing an American accent, but he does it pretty well. For me, I'm convinced that that's Orion. I am convinced that that is Optimus, which we also do seem to get a snippet of an Optimus voice line, is my assumption, towards the end of the trailer, where he says, let me see. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, those look so cool. Go, Alita. It's where Chris Hemsworth says, we stand here together as one. And it actually sounds really good. To me, it sounds like Optimus. Like, it does sound like Chris Hemsworth doing Optimus, but it sounds like Optimus. It sounds actually pretty fucking decent, pretty fucking good. Like, that's an Optimus voice to me. So actually, looking forward to the vocal performance that he will be doing. I still wish that actual voice actors were casted in a majority of these roles, but it is what it is, and I'm still very excited for this movie. I am so badly trying to hold out hope for this movie. I so badly want it to be good. So freaking badly. One thing I am interested to see as well, because I did say that it would be interesting to see Brian Tyree's take on Megatron in previous videos, and what I thought they were going to do was I thought they were going to pitch down his voice for the role of Megatron, but they have kept his natural voice, which is definitely an interesting choice. I'm very much used to a deeper voice for Megatron, but it's not bad. It's just a different vibe. However, I do think this vibe fits that kind of camaraderie that they're obviously trying to achieve between Orion and Megatronus. So I think those two voices honestly will probably fit together for that kind of vibe that they're trying to do. Also, Alita looks so slay. I love her. Oh my god, the snippet we got of her fighting the Vehicon, that was actually really cool. I actually really loved that. I thought that was so cool. I just love seeing women being badass. And again, like I said, the quintessence designs actually look so cool. I'm assuming those are quintessence. They look like quintessence, so I'm going to guess that they are quintessence. And I do know in one frame they're holding up this blue mech, and I don't wonder if that's Sentinel Prime. I do wonder because it does look to me like it could be Sentinel Prime, which I do think would be interesting. The quintessence coming down and start talking to the higher-ups, Sentinel Prime, and they're like, we're coming to take over your planet, whatever the fuck we do. It'll be really interesting to see how, again, like I was saying, how they interweave that with the story of Orion and Megatronus and everything. Again, like one of the new things that they're doing in this film is that B is part of the original crew, which is definitely an interesting choice. Not a bad one, just a different one. Again, it's really going to take until this film comes out to see how this all plays out and how this all really works together, whether it works together well or whether it was a detriment. God, oh my God, I am so excited either fucking way. Oh my God, I literally will not be able to go back to sleep. I'm so fucking excited. I'm so fucking excited. You have no idea. Y'all have no idea. One thing that I am sad about with this trailer, which I will say, it does really good in some places, but definitely lacks in a lot of other places that I'm just sad about. However, they do kind of bring this in with like textures and everything, and the overall like building of the environments, the fact that it is so alien-like, which I think is actually really strong and really looks really cool, is that they desaturated our boys once again. Things are quite desaturated. However, just because of the kind of film this is going to be, I feel like that is on purpose, and if we do get another film, as these films come out, they might get more saturated as time goes on, or it will get more saturated towards the end of the film kind of deal, is the vibe that I'm feeling here. The desaturation may be to kind of show that they are in the beginnings of a civil war. Perhaps it's something like that. Perhaps it is meant to be kind of symbolic. There definitely is still color, pops of color that really stand out against this desaturated background, which is why I said what I said before about, oh, this might have a reason for being desaturated, because definitely the bits of color that are there, oh my God, they pop so well. And also, can we just say, while the animation style for the characters is definitely interesting, I don't think it's bad, and I actually think it's really pretty. Like, it is definitely a more modernized version of these characters, but this animation looks absolutely spectacular. Again, I really had no qualms with the animation since ILM is doing the animation for this movie. I had absolutely no qualms about how good this was going to look. It does look really freaking good. So while I am sad to see that it is still desaturated in a lot of places, it does really help that color that there is, the color that there is, to really pop. Like, Orion stands out so much against the more what's the word? The more kind of gritty, dark backgrounds. And I do think it's interesting that Megatron kind of blends in with all that, which might also be symbolic. I could go into a whole fucking thing about color analysis, but anyways, I literally love these characters so much. Y'all have no idea. And again, I'm still so excited to see that camaraderie between them, again, because they are taking that obviously more brotherly bond between these two characters. Oh my God, my Megop shipping heart is oh, I'm not going to be normal. I'm so not going to be normal about them. I am already not normal about them. You will not hear the end of me when September comes. When September ends. Anyways. Lord, I'm not going to be normal. I cannot assure to y'all that I will be normal about these characters, this movie, all of it, everything. No, that's not me. I can't be normal about anything. Also, can I just say, I am so interested to see what they will do with D16 Megatron in this film, because the frames that we do see of Megatron by himself, one, there is a frame obviously post the events of this movie, I would assume, where he is fully Megatron. It is during wartime. He looks scary and it's in red and it looks very fucking cool. Again, the bits of color that are in this film actually pop out so freaking well. I am really, it's growing on me. The desaturation, it's growing on me. There is a purpose. I enjoy that the desaturation has a purpose in order to make other bits of color really pop out. I do think that is the point. I am going to hammer that home. I do think that is the point. I am trying so hard to love the desaturated look. The bits and pieces that we do have of Megatron here, these frames, seem very solitary and thought-provoking, I think is the word I'm going for. They definitely are moments where Megatron is going through something and parsing things together in his mind, and obviously that's kind of the start of his Decepticon revolution, because I'm currently looking at a frame, one of the frames, where he is next to this Decepticon-like mask or something covered in like a bunch of moss, which looks really cool. There's also, I think, another shot before this one where there's a close-up of his face and you can see like the circuitry in his eyes. It looks so cool. The textures in this movie are so pretty. They are so pretty. Holy crap, this film is going to look so nice. Oh my god. But I'm very interested to see where they take Megatron as a character, especially if they're going to lean into the fact that he was a revolutionary. It does seem like they'll actually lean into that. It does seem so far as well that they're going to also make an Orion a kind of revolutionary as well. It seems, just kind of from the vibe I'm getting from Orion, he seems a lot more proactive than Megatron, which is an interesting take compared to what Megatron's character is usually like and usually does. Megatron is usually the one who prompts Orion to become more proactive, which does fit really well for his revolutionary stance and everything, which is why I'm kind of like, how are they going to make this work? Is it going to be like true revolutionary where, you know, they literally disband a corrupt political system, whatever the fuck, that keeps the workers in an unequal place compared to those of higher classes, That's what I like in my Transformers. I love to see classism themes in my Transformers. I love to see a lower class uprising in Transformers because it's true. That's what Transformers has been about for a really long time. I think it is really cool to go into those themes, especially because they are so applicable to today's society and everything. Again, that's my art brain talking. But if I just get to see a cool Transformers film with them being cool, I'm chill. We are good. If this is just a cool film that doesn't even have any of that or doesn't even go into some kind of subtext, I will still be happy. And I'm still going to watch it. But personally, I do like to see that. I will be interested to see if they make Megatron a revolutionary. It will be very interesting. It'll also be interesting to see what his story is to becoming a Decepticon or Orion becoming an Autobot, etc. How the rift begins between the two of them. Who knows what'll happen? I'm very excited to see it either way because I love seeing different kinds of Megop dynamics. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Also, there's one particular shot of Orion, B, Megatronus, and crew, I think, who are on some kind of train, very similarly to ATSV, a shot very similar to ATSV, whereas there's this big long train going up, vertically, straight up, and they're all on it, and somebody falls off, and there's debris flying all around them to show that this is going straight up. I do think that's a funny little frame. I don't know if it was an intentional Spider-Verse reference or anything, or if it's just one of those things where it's like sci-fi thing of train that goes straight up vertically and they have to climb it. But it is interesting. I do find that interesting, and I do see that as a fan of ATSV. I do think that's an interesting little parallel to make. Also, can I talk about the one part that absolutely sends me and is like actually kind of funny? So like I said, I think B is going to be a really annoying character to me in this movie, but the one bit that gets me is where there are that shot right after this big explosion has happened, and the context is like, oh wow, it's so pretty up here, and then explosion to show that it's pretty, but it's dangerous, be careful. And then it cuts to a shot of the four of them, B, Alita, Megs, and Oppie, standing on a train, possibly the train that was going up vertically to the surface. And B is the one to fucking run away, and it's actually so funny, and it kills me every time I see it. It's so funny. It's so dumb, but it's so funny, and it's just comedy gold. It's one of those jokes that always hits, you know? It's so silly. It'll also be interesting to see how the comedy works in this film. I feel like it's going to be very hit or miss for me, particularly. I'm kind of growing out of this Marvel-style sarcasm, dry humor, just because it is used so often in big Hollywood productions like this, that it's like, we're tired of this and we need something new, we need something fresh. Like, yes, you can still have this style of comedy, but you can't be using it at every twist and fucking turn. It's tiring, and I'm done, and I want something fresh. So it'll be interesting to see how much of that they incorporate in this film, which I definitely already kind of get that vibe from the trailer. Again, with Bumblebee's whole thing, and then some of the camaraderie bits between Orion and Megatronus. It'll be interesting to see what that's like. And again, I think it's going to be very hit or miss, and I'm sure there are going to be moments where I absolutely laugh out loud. But we shall see. We shall see. And then we also see the group getting this little magical girl transformation sequence. And it's interesting because I wonder if they're going to bring the Matrix into this, or whether what happened with Alpha Trion. We get to see Alpha Trion. That's really cool. Lawrence Fishburne is Alpha Trion. again, I'm literally so excited for this film, despite that I am skeptical about a lot of pieces. I am still so excited, and it is still new Transformers media. But during that scene with Alpha Trion, we see these 4 little balls of blue, I'ma call them. Either they're 4 individual matrices, or they're 4 T-cogs. And if you don't know what a T-cog is, that is, a T-cog is a transformation cog, which allows Transformers to transform into whatever forms they take. I do think it's interesting that none of them transform, which I'm not sure if that's a G1 thing, because I think the assumption is that every Transformer can transform. It's just about what they transform into usually that defines their class. There definitely are monoformers who can't transform, they only have their robot bodies. It is interesting to see that they're monoformers beforehand, and not mechs who can already transform into something that is deemed lesser, which I think is an interesting take on kind of the society of Cybertron, that some mechs don't have transformation states, it seems, which is really interesting. But it does seem like they do kind of get rid of the Matrix and allow like these 4 characters of Megatron, Orion, Alita, and B to kind of be equals in that sense of now we all have transformation sequences and everything. I do think that's very interesting, a very interesting dynamic. Again, this film is doing a lot different, but I am very looking forward to seeing them at least attempt something different. I am very excited for that. Also, we get a shot of what seems to be Black Arachnia, which I think is really interesting. I don't know, I just think it's interesting. I don't really have many other thoughts than that other than, oh wow, I think that's Black Arachnia. And I'm not too sure what that is. I'm looking at it and there's like this pink explosion behind it. I'm not sure if it's during the Quintessence battle, if Black Arachnia is working alongside the Quintessence or something here, or if it's just a shot of post after the events of this movie and it's meant to be like present time, Decepticons and Autobots fighting. But Black Arachnia is apparently here. That's cool. I do wonder if we are going to get a look at any other characters that might like pop up as little cameos or something, like Starscream, Shockwave, Soundwave, some of the other Autobots, Jazz, Ratchet, Prowl, etc. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so excited. And I do wonder actually if I'll recognize any of them, simply because some of these designs are different. Not so different as to be unrecognizable. No, I can tell what every character is. It actually did kind of take, despite that they literally say B's designation code, my brain did not compute that, oh, that's B127. So I was like, oh, who is this guy? I didn't actually hear his name. So I didn't realize that was B until they mentioned B later in the trailer. And I was like, oh, that's who that is. Yes, that makes sense now. Oh my god, okay, so I'm actually, sorry, I'm literally so excited about this. I'm literally so excited about this because it looks so fucking good. Holy shit, it looks so good. So I actually, because I'm just having a watch through of the trailer as I'm recording this so I can get all my thoughts in order. And there actually is one shot here, one quick shot between that Black Arachnia frame and another past it that I don't remember what it is, of what looks like Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave. And oh my god, they look so good. The designs are gorgeous. Oh my god, I can't believe they're actually going to get an appearance in this film. I'm so excited. Again, I'm not gonna be normal. I'm not gonna be normal when this film comes out. Oh my god, I'm not gonna be normal. So that's really cool. They will at least like get an appearance in this film. And I really do hope that they don't do the thing that they did with the Rise of the Beast trailer, where they had some scenes of RC that were in the trailer but then weren't in the final film, which was really fucking annoying. And personally, especially as a woman, just saying, to show scenes of a female character, RC, and then to allude to that, hey, this is a joke in the film, and then to go and see the film and then it's not there. Really, Hasbro? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? In 2024, we're doing this. Anyways, sorry, that was something that made me really mad from Rise of the Beast, which I still plan on making a video about because, oh man, Rise of the Beast, oh man, what a disappointment that film was, to be honest. Not to be that fan, but what a disappointment, which is why I'm much more excited for Transformers 1. This just looks, personally, like it's going to be leagues more interesting, at least as the first animated movie, fully animated movie with no human characters since G1. And I will say, G1 did have a few human characters pop in there. Sam, is that his name? He was in there, here and there, but it was mainly all of the G1 boys, all the Transformers and all this and that and about Unicron and blah, 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 blah. I'm much more anticipating this film, and I'm so excited. And oh my god, my voice! Starscream! Yeah! There also seems to be a shot of, I'm assuming it's Grimlock, just because it does look like a T-Rex head. I'm looking at the frame right now. I currently have the trailer going in slow-mo so I can get every single shot. I'm gonna be one of those people about this fucking movie. I'm gonna be analyzing every single frame. But it does appear like Grimlock might also make an appearance, or it is some kind of dinosaur-like figure on Cybertron that the main cast of Alita, B, Orion, and Megs have to fight at some point during the film. Maybe something like that. I look forward to maybe seeing Grimlock. Also, a funny thing they did with this trailer premiere is that they did one version of the trailer where they launched it in space, which was an interesting choice. Definitely very silly, very, very silly. That was the first version of this trailer that I watched. It's just silly, really. It's just a company being silly and doing a silly thing. I don't really think I have much else to say than that. Also, I might be completely wrong here, but the mech in the first bit of the trailer who throws Orion and Megatronus into like this shaft of some kind, is that Onslaught? That might be Onslaught. I feel like that might be Onslaught. I'm not too sure myself, but I feel like that might be Onslaught. Interesting little thing there. I'm going to be like, oh my god, I think that's this Blorbo. Every time oh my god, I will be insufferable when this comes out in theaters. I will be insufferable because I'll just be like, oh my god, it's Blorbo. Oh my god, it's Scrunkly. Oh my god, that's my little meow meow. I don't know if this bit was intentional as a dig towards Megatron. I'm assuming it is simply because of the bit that it is, but the first bit where we see the introduction of B-127, where he's like, oh, I'm thinking up a new name for myself, and I'm thinking Badassatron, and he like does this like face where his eyes go like pigeon-eyed, you know, where they're looking off to two different directions. I do think that's a bit of a funny Megatron reference, especially to TFP Megatron especially. Where he goes very pigeon-eyed a lot of the time, especially because of the suffix tron in said name, Badassatron. I do think that's supposed to be a bit of a dig at Megatron, and I do find that a little bit funny. It's not super funny. It is kind of like, just because of the delivery. Again, I'm not liking this Bumblebee so far. I'm just like, this character's actually going to I think, grind my gears, guys. It's one of those things where we'll just have to wait and see until the movie comes out. Again, holding out hope, holding out so much hope. I'm hanging on to it. I'm latching onto this movie. I will not be normal. Even if it's not that great of a movie, I will still not be normal. Oh my god, every time I see that frame again with Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave, I'm just, oh my god! Oh my god, I'm literally not normal. Alright, but I think that is everything, guys. Oh my god, I'm so hyped for this film. I do really look forward to this film. Oh my god, so much. But anyways, I hope y'all don't mind the possibly shorter video. I've only been recording for like little over half an hour, but I hope y'all don't mind the shorter video. I just had to get something out. I had to talk about this. My brain will not let this go. What are y'all's thoughts and feelings on Transformers 1 so far? Feel free to pop those down in the comments, and remember to hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you are interested in seeing more Transformers content or me nerding the fuck out about these fucking characters, because this is not going to be the end of my nerding out. Oh, absolutely not. I'm going to become 10 times more insufferable. Anyways, I hope y'all are having a good day, and if not, remember, I'm sending you spoons. Bye!